What I am learning incredibly quickly in 2025 is that your goals will not fulfill themselves. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife, and today we are taking a look back at the last 6 years of 2025, taking a look at the list I put together in December of 2024, and seeing how I am doing with all of my goals so far in 2025. I made a couple of things that I wanted to put together. I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about in terms of where my reading was going, in terms of what I wanted to do outside of just picking the books that I was reading, challenges that I want to keep it going with, personal goals that I wanted to keep on top of. But have I actually been concentrating on them? I feel like if you have set goals or aims or resolutions or targets or side quests or whatever it is that you have decided to call them for an entire year, it makes sense to then kind of integrate them into your life. It doesn't really make sense to me to just plow ahead and pretend that they don't exist. So let's see if I have actually been concentrating on them or if I have just pretended that they didn't exist. The first two goals that I have set haven't really changed in the last 2 years, and that is to read 100 books and to save €1 for every book that I have been reading. So far, I am at 49 books. It's a little under halfway for a little over halfway through the year, but I'm happy. It's not at like 29. It's not at like 7. It's a pretty credible target for how the year has been going. It's been quite a stressful 6 months. It's been quite a lot of things to do at work. I've had quite a lot of things to do outside of work. Hasn't always been a lot of time or a lot of headspace to read. So when I have had the chance to do it, I am actually reaching for books. I am staying consistent with the number that I think I should be reading. And I've never really gotten that message of dread of you are X amount of books behind schedule on Goodreads. They do come up now and then, but it's never really stayed for very long. In tandem with that, I aimed to save €1 for every single book that I had been reading, and that is going well so far. I set up a little vault in my Revolut app, which is a banking app that is available, and I put €1 in every single time I finish a book. Now, sometimes I have put in €3, sometimes I've put in €2, and I know that for the next 2 or 3 books that I read, I'm already covered. But it's consistent, it is at the amount that it should be, and so far, I've got that €49 saved up that at the end of this year or at the start of 2026, I can go feral. I can buy whatever it is that I want, be it books, be it wool, be it clothes, be it whatever it is. And I don't have to think about it. One goal that is sadly not doing so well is to keep my physical TBR under 50 books. Now, I'm filming this before my birthday. My birthday is at the end of June. That means I haven't gone book shopping. I haven't potentially received books as gifts from friends or from family. So this number is liable to rise. At present, my physical TBR stands at 71 books. Now, this isn't dire straits. It's 21 over where I want it to be. Or if you want me to go for under 50 books, it's 22 over what I want to be. But it's not the end of the world. It's still in double digits. It's not like 500,000. It's a relatively doable number for the rest of the year. Let's say every month for the rest of the year, I read 6 months off my TBR. Now, is that realistic? Possibly. But that will get me to 24. And if I don't buy anything more, if nothing new comes in or nothing new comes off, I might get there. The next goal that I wanted to achieve was to start and finish a ratings blanket for every book that I'd read in 2025. Now, I knew some of this was going to bleed over into 2026 because I can't necessarily knit the last book that I have read in 2025 in 2025. But I did want to keep track of it. I did want to keep on top of it as much as I could, and I didn't want to leave it behind for so long that going back and starting it again was intimidating. I think it is best if we have a visual representation of how the blanket is going. So, this is how the blanket looks so far. It's small enough that it can fit into the screen, but it's not tiny, and it's actually going pretty well. I'm in mid-April. I have maybe 1 or 2 books left that I need to do for the rest of April, and then we are on to May and June. That means I am 2 months behind. I feel like that is doable, but we do also have a huge hiccup coming. We're coming into summer here in Europe, and European summers have gotten a lot hotter in the last couple of years, particularly in the part of Europe that I am in. We're looking at days of about 35 to 40 degrees Celsius in the next couple of months. And when those temperatures hit, I have absolutely no desire to pick knitting up. I don't want to sit there when I'm wearing summer clothes and have a massive ball of wool sitting in my lap, all kind of congealed together like this, because by now the blanket is long enough that it's starting to lay on my lap as I'm knitting it. So I don't want to sit there and be almost suffocated by the wool because it is so warm. So I do kind of tend to put my knitting needles to the side during the summer months. Now, that's not to say that I might not keep track at all during this year. I am still keeping a track on my reading spreadsheet of what was the rating that I gave to this book and what colour does that represent to, and have I got that row knitted. I have a little box column where I will tick the box every single time that I've finished knitting that row. So I know where I am, I know where it is that I need to pick back up. I'm just not ready to sacrifice my comfort while knitting in the middle of summer. When the temperatures start to go down again in like September, October kind of time, perfect knitting weather. My next goal was to read 2 books from the physical library every single month, and beside that I have just written giant capital letters, nope, because I have not gone near the bookshelves of my library this year. Now, that's kind of a lie. I've looked at them, I've kind of scanned what books are available, but nothing that they have there has really spoken to me. That might mean that I need to go further afield. The library of which I am a member has loads of branches across Berlin. So I might need to go a little bit further than the library that's like a 5-10 minute walk from my house. I might need to go to a different branch in a different area of the city, maybe one that I have never been to before. You can do interlibrary loans in this, and I believe you can also borrow from the American Library in Berlin. This is one of the biggest English language libraries in Germany. It's one of the biggest English language libraries definitely in the city. So there has to be something that I'm going to enjoy. It's not a million miles away from where I work, so it's somewhere that I will often be. I've just never gone there before. I also wanted to concentrate on a couple of challenges, particularly reading challenges this year. There were 2 that I do all the time, and then there was one that also popped up towards the end of 2024 that just sounded like something I couldn't pass up. First one was the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. I knew that I wanted to do this one, and I knew that I wanted to do better than last year. I think last year I had maybe 5 or 6 that I hadn't finished off by the end of the year. This year I'm doing pretty okay. I've got 27 prompts ticked off, tiny bit over halfway done, and included in that is 6 of the advanced prompts on the list. Some of those advanced prompts are genuinely tough for me to fill out. A book about a married couple who doesn't live together anymore, or a book about a character who is non-verbal. Those aren't books that I generally tend to go for. And there's a lot in the basic prompts as well that I don't usually go to, such as a book about space travel. It's not something that I am very often drawn towards, but I love the Pop Sugar Challenge for that because it really takes you out of your comfort zone and it will rip apart the things that you think you have to reach for. It will bring you to different areas of the bookshop, different areas of the library, different areas of just the reading experience. And it will open your eyes up to so much more. There are so many books that I have found through the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge in the last couple of years that I have absolutely fallen head over heels in love with. So I don't see how this year is going to be any different. Another one is the Buzzword Reading Challenge run by Kayla from Books and Lala. I do this one every year as well. First year I actually took part without even knowing that I had been taking part in it. And I am doing pretty well on this one so far. I have ticked off every single prompt from January to June of this year twice. Because not only am I doing the title words challenge, I'm also doing the cover challenge. Now, I am not as stringent about following up on this one. I am tracking my progress with the words challenge, but I'm not necessarily tracking it with the covers one. I've joined a challenge on Storygraph, and that's kind of it when it comes to how much I've been tracking it. Am I going to take a look back at the end of the year and figure out how I did with it? Yes. But am I being as stringent with it as I am with the title challenge? Not particularly. I am also taking part in 25 and 25 run by Brianna from Four Paws in a Book. There's a bingo board to do this, and I am a girl for a ticky box. So when I saw that there was a bingo board option, I knew that I wanted to do it. As of now, I have got 12 of the prompts ticked off. We can argue if that's halfway. There's a lot of people who say, oh, okay, 12 and a half, but you can't do a 12 and a half prompt. So I'm hovering on the halfway line, which means that it looks like I might potentially get this one finished by the end of the year. Another big one was that I wanted to get my NetGalley usage pretty much cleaned up. First was that I wanted to limit myself to 5 requests every single month. It's hard to track if I've actually been doing that. I haven't really been like ticking a box every time that I've requested something, but I am keeping a track of when I am approved for something. And I have kind of reduced it a little bit, but I haven't really done a whole lot of reductions. Across the first 6 months of 2025, I have received 50 approvals on NetGalley. The month with the most approvals was June, where I got 12 books, and the month with the fewest was May, where I only received 6. It's going okay. I could definitely rein it in a little bit more, particularly if I am requesting the same book in multiple formats, but it's going okay. Something that might not be going okay though is that I wanted to read 2 NetGalley books per month. It didn't matter if I read the actual NetGalley copy that I had been given. I could read the finished book that was done as an audiobook. I could read a physical copy of the finished book, but I haven't really gotten on track here. I have read 10 books from NetGalley across 2025, and I feel like that's almost where I should be. If I had just done 2 or 3 more, I would be perfectly on point. But I need to really get that one up. It's something that I've noticed myself for the last couple of years. I've been requesting books on NetGalley like it's going out of fashion, and then I will completely leave these books to the side. And that doesn't make any sense to me, because why would I request all of these books, and why would I go and search them out and then not do anything about it? It doesn't add up to me as a person. It doesn't add up to me as a book reviewer. So it's definitely something I need to keep track of. That is how all of my goals are going so far in 2025. Have you got a goal that is going super well? Or have you got one that needs a little bit more attention? If you would love to leave me a comment, but you can't think of anything you'd like to say, why not just leave me a checkbox emoji? Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.